Welcome, everybody. My name is the Saubrey Boys Wale from the Big R. The Big R stands for all the positive R words, like reading, research, resilience, relationship, results, review, reflect. So, we are a company that deals with finance. Remember, money makes the world go round. But now, money touches all aspects of life. So one of those aspects of life that is being touched by money, it's sport. So we then decided that we need to look at sport because all of us love sport. But we want to link sport with financial aspect. Now, what we are going to do in this program, since it's the first program that we are having today, on Fridays, we'll be looking at the upcoming games. Then on Monday, we'll be then reflecting and review the games that have already played. But over and above that, we'll also bring an element of financial management because it's not about being sport, it's also about being financially healthy. Because if you're not financially healthy, then you have a problem. Now, in this program, I then invited friends. One of that friend is Arnold Rankoko. I've known Arnold for some time now. Our relationship dates back as 2014, 2013, while I was still the voice of Tembisa. I used to be a host of a program called The Big R. And then Arnold used to participate, making a very positive contribution. And I noticed that when it comes to football, he's got a wealth of knowledge. I then invited him to join me, and then he joined me to that program. And for your information, our program was the #1 program. And then we went further, and then until such time, he decided to join Supersport. And I can tell you, Supersport did not make any mistake. So the sky is the limit. He's still soldiering on. So he's one of the guy, and then I'm sure you guys listen to him on TV. He's doing a Sutu commentary. So if you haven't listened to him, please make sure that you tune into Sutu commentary. You'll hear that Arnold Rankoko is there. And the other person who's going to join us, who's going to be one of the 3 musketeers, is Coach Khabuzondo. Coach Khabuzondo, we come a long way with Coach Khabuzondo. And then he'll be one of the people who will be joining us. But for now, we are with Arnold Rankoko. Arnold, firstly, I need to congratulate you for joining the Supersport, and I'm sure they didn't make any mistake because I know you can deliver. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, once again, for an opportunity for a time. Let me take this opportunity. Thank you once again for inviting me to be part and parcel of this show. I'm looking forward to contribute positively to this show where we'll be discussing sports, football and sports in general. So I guess tonight we're going to look at the games that will be taking place this weekend. We know that last season we used to have a ABSA Premiership. So from tomorrow onwards, it is now called DSTV Premiership. So it's a beginning of the new sponsorship between the PSL and DSTV. So it will be known as the DSTV Premiership. But so tomorrow we're calling everyone to come and join the party. Yeah. And you know what? So great, Cheku. If ever you look at the game that will be starting, that will be opening for the season. I mean, who has ever thought that we can start the season by seeing Kaizer Chiefs playing against Mamelodi Sundowns, the team that won the league and the team that became #2. They will be facing each other tomorrow. And we know that the Sundowns yesterday, they had a great night, as we know that most of their players, they won the awards within the. So tomorrow it is Mamelodi Sundowns against Kaizer Chiefs. So Sundowns, they've got a new coach, and the Kaizer Chiefs, they also got a new coach of Kevin Hunt. Sundowns, they've got the three master keys. It's Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They are talking about Steve Kompele. They are talking about Mangoba Mniti. They are talking about Rulani Mokwena. So we'll see how the game will unfold, but it will be an interesting game, knowing that the Kaizer Chiefs, they go into that game knowing that Sundowns stole the league from them. Within the last minute, last season. So So we'll have to see.
Okay. Now, beautiful game. I'm sure the viewers out there are looking forward to that game. And then with the new look PSL. But just a little bit, give us the winners of last night's awards in brief.
Well, we know very well that Peter Musimane won the coach of the season. Themba Zwane won the player of the season and football of the season. Then we know that from Mamelodi Sundowns, Tomboka Kana, he won goal of the season. Then we know that Gaston Sirino won player of the tournament for Telkom Knockout. Then we know that this year the promising youngsters, it was Keleto Maghalwa. So you can see that Sundowns dominated the award last night, and it was very much interesting. Bradley Grobler is the one that won the best player in an MTN 8 Wafa. So then midfield of the season, it also went to Themba Zwane. Defender of the season, it went to Rushin Dirush from Maritzburg United. And the goalkeeper of the season, it went to Ronwen Williams from SuperSport United. So those are the things. And we had a Chairman's Award. It was also given to Peter Musimane. It was also given to our boss, Alvin Naker from SuperSport, and Stan Matthews from SuperSport. Their contribution towards football, they were rewarded yesterday. So those are what transpired last night. And those were the awards that were won yesterday.
By the way, Themba Zwane is our homeboy, Tembisa here. We are really proud of him. So it seems that there's something that we are doing very well in Tembisa. Although we don't have a team, that seems to be holding, you know. We have a team, then they go. We have a team, then they go. Hopefully one day we'll have a team that is from Tembisa.
Yeah, well, we'll have to wait for that moment, Cheku, to have a team that is solely based playing in Tembisa. But it's still a long way to go. But we are happy for Themba Zwane. And now, interestingly, he's my neighbor and he's your neighbor, because now he's also in Knockham Park. So it's just across the road. But it was good for him, and he did well for him. Hence, he ended up winning those awards last night.
Okay. And then let me check here. If you check the game between Mamelodi Sundowns, briefly, just tell us where are the strong points. Just talk about that game before we move to other games.
To be honest with you, Saubrey, on paper, Mamelodi Sundowns is the strongest team in PSL. On paper, Sundowns can beat any team, anytime, anywhere. And you can see, I mean, to date, they've signed plus minus 14 players that have joined Mamelodi Sundowns. And now you can see that after winning the league, they went and reinforced their team. I mean, from the goalkeeper until number 11, they've got a duplicate of players that they've signed across the PSL team. So Sundowns is a strong team, but they are coming against Kaizer Chiefs that has never signed any player. Kaizer Chiefs also, they've got a new coach in Kevin Hunt, and we know that Kevin Hunt is one of those coaches that has won league 4 times, 3 times with SuperSport and once with Bidvest. So it will also be interesting to see what's going to happen from that perspective, as we know very well that he has gone to Kaizer Chiefs hoping that he can restore the glory years of Kaizer Chiefs. So Kaizer Chiefs faithful are hoping that Gavin Hunt can come and add value into their team. But the question that we need to ask Mchegu is to say, with the current CAS issue, where we are saying that they are not allowed to sign any players. So these are some of the other things that is going to experience as we'll be moving forward. But I'm still hopeful that with the players that have come through the MDC, tomorrow it will be their first test to see. The good part for Kaizer Chiefs is that Semi Nukovic is coming back, Lewa Manyama is coming back, and Spelelen Changas is coming back. Sundowns, they are the only player that is not available is still Tebo Kholangaman, but overall, all the players are available. So we'll have to see Hore Itata Majwan game, but I'm looking forward. It will be a two technical because we've got Steve Hompela that used to be Kaizer Chiefs coach, and we'll be working with Mangoba Mniti and Rulane Mokwena. So for me, it is the game of the day tomorrow.
Okay, then let's move to other games.
Yeah, well, another game that is taking place tomorrow, it is the game that will be playing in Limpopo. They will be playing against Maritzburg United. Interesting story, Saubrey boys, about Bakagabam Pahlele is that to date, they still suspended their coach, Darren Kay. So they are coming against Maritzburg United that are being coached by Eric Tingler. Interesting is that you remember very well that Bakaka survived the relegation on the last day of the league. Now they start the season, the coach has been suspended. Then the question that you need to ask yourself to say, how do you start a league without a head coach? What is your plan? What is it that you need to do? On the same token, Maritzburg United, they are coming to their game tomorrow against Bakaka. They've lost the services of their goalkeeper, Richard Ofori, that he went and joined Orlando Pirates. So those are some of the other things that we're going to check to this game. But interesting, the game will be played in Limpopo. So Bakaka may think that they've got an advantage, and they know that one of their players was chosen as the young star of the season. I'm talking about the Goodman Mosele. So it will be very much interesting game when I saw the boys. But I think this one, it may end up being a draw tomorrow.
Okay. And then let's move to other games.
Bloemfontein Celtics, they are coming against Lamontville Golden Arrows. Lamontville Golden Arrows, they've got a new coach. Mandla Nikazi has been promoted to be a senior coach after Kompela left the team. Maputi Kanyesa, he has joined Lamontville Golden Arrows as an assistant coach to Mandla Nikazi. But they are coming against Bloemfontein Celtics. Celtics, they won their game last week against Mamelodi Sundowns. I can tell you, Mcheku, no one thought that Bloemfontein Celtics will beat Mamelodi Sundowns with the players that Sundowns had. But interesting, the Geese game will be played in Bloemfontein. So we'll have to see, and now Bloemfontein Celtics, they have what it takes to beat Lamontville Golden Arrows. Arrows, they are coming as the new team. They are coming with Mandla Ngigazi. It is his first official day to start as a head coach for Lamontville Golden Arrows.
But I watch Celtics against Sundowns. They were playing a very beautiful football. They were committed, and then I think if they play according to how they played Sundowns, the future, it looks bright.
No, certainly. We remember last week we spoke about the challenges that we experienced last season. And you can see that all the players that they've got, they've looked beyond the challenges that the team have experienced. So this is one thing that you can look and say, you know what, Bloemfontein Celtic, it's not the problems that you guys are going through. You guys have proven to us to say you are a great team. You have assembled a good squad. Now we've gone to the next round of Wafa. So your game against Lamontville Golden Arrows, it will be an interesting game.
You know what? I think, as you are saying, they were showing one of those beautiful R words, the resilience. They are resilient, and then they're working hard, Celtics. And then let's hope that resilience will show again tomorrow. But let the best team win. We cannot root this one over the other. But as you normally say, the late Gabo Manyapido would say, football does not have therefore. So probably we'll see what's going to happen. Tomorrow it's a brand new day, and then everything start afresh. So you cannot hang on your laurels that past week I was playing well, and it's going to be like that continuously. So we'll see. What is the other game?
Well, the other game is the game that I'll be doing. I'll be flying to Cape Town tomorrow morning for the game of Cape Town City. They are playing against the Chile Boys, Chippa United. And we know that the Chile Boys, they've went and they sold a player like Kemet Erasmus to Mamelodi Sundowns. They've signed Oprin Goma from Mamelodi Sundowns. They've signed a Prince Zulu from Zambia. They've signed a Prince Ajemang from Ghana. So you can see that these teams have reinforced their teams and making sure that these guys will go and play and give their best. So tomorrow it will be very much interesting in Cape Town. Then we know that their coach, Jan Rokelenk, he's the guy that has done well in the bubble. So he's going to hope that he can continue and see himself going to the next segment and make sure that he's collecting maximum point against Chippa United. And we know that Chippa United are being coached by Likonolo Siema. You remember him very well. He came through by the time of bubble. He joined them from Bloemfontein Celtics. So that's another game that will be interesting tomorrow.
Okay. And then the other game?
The big game for me tomorrow, it's in Durban. The Amazulu are playing against Orlando Pirates, 8:15. Interestingly, Augustine Mulenga and Memela have joined Amazulu from Orlando Pirates. Then we still have a player like Saubrey Tshabalala. He has also joined Amazulu as one of their new signings. So Orlando Pirates are coming against a new Amazulu. You know that very well. Last week we spoke about Amazulu under the new management. So these are some of the other interesting things that we'll have to look forward to, and hopefully that it will be a good game, an interesting game. But we know very well that Orlando Pirates, they will want to start very well in this game tomorrow. But you know what? I cannot predict. It will be an interesting game. And we know that the Cobra is the coach of Amazulu. So, you know, when I'm Cheku, when you look at Amazon, their management have said to the players, we don't want anything less than top 4. So these players will be under pressure to make sure that they are performing very well.
Now, when you say Saubrey Tshabalala, are we referring to Saubrey Tshabalala who used to play for Kaizer Chiefs?
One and the only.
Okay. All right. Yes. And then I'm still trying to get his business manager, Mr. Jasmine Matlakane, who's also a very good friend of mine. We are still trying to get him to our studio so that we can have an interview with him. So other games.
SuperSport United tomorrow, they are playing against Black Leopards. So we saw that Black Leopards also, they are one of the teams that also, they survived the playoffs. So they came through the playoff session and they made sure that they saved themselves from being relegated. Now they're coming against SuperSport United. Kaitano Tembo will want to go and say, guys, you know what? It's a new dawn. It's a new opportunity. I want to see myself. I want to see my team getting maximum point. But it will be very much, it's a mountain to climb. Fortunately, SuperSport, they are playing in Pretoria. So they can seize the moment and make sure that they get maximum points tomorrow.
Okay. And then I see that time is against us. And then probably we'll look at other games probably next week or when we review. And then before we move to the segment of the European football, because we don't have time now, remember I said the big R is all about finance. It's about helping people to get out of bad debt and get their life organized. Remember, if your financials are messed up, they bring a whole lot of problems. They bring problems in the family breaks up, There's a whole lot of things happening. Some people become depressed. Some people even lose their mind because of financial stress. Stress is a major, major contributor to fatality in the world. So now, having spoken about all these players, I'm sure they're earning a very good money, the majority of them, especially when you look at teams like Mamelodi Sundowns. We know that they are really earning a lot of money. But now, if we look at, because we are reflecting and reviewing, at the previous players, who can you tell us that he was well, but he's not well financially? And then I'm going to ask you, Arnold, and say, let's try to get these players probably and interview them and share with us what happened, what went wrong, because that information might even help those who are currently playing to see where things can go wrong.
Yeah, I mean, we can look at a player of Arnold Rankoko. He used to play in the Premier League, and he played for Portsmouth, if you remember very well, Mcheku. He came through Ajax of Amsterdam. So this is he's one of those players that have played in the highest level, but unfortunately, things have not gone well for him. As we speak now, he is nowhere and things are bad for him. And we hope that things can turn up to be better and hopefully that he can get his life back. And these are some of the players that we need to back, reflect, and he need to get an opportunity and talk to the players on what not to do.
What about coming back home, Tembisa? Any other player that you know who was well? Look, we are not laughing at them. This must be clear.
No.
We are not laughing at them. You know, we see whatever that happened to them. It's like a mirror. You know, a mirror helps you to reflect. So it's like a mirror. Their journey will serve as a mirror to the current crop of players. Not only soccer players, any other people who are in sport doing well, it will serve as a mirror to them. I've seen today this young man who was doing this popular, advert, Outsurance. It's very sad for him. And then he was all over the social media with wrong reasons. Apparently he cheated on his wife, and the wife claims that he transmitted STD to him. And I've seen that all sponsors are dropping off. They're climbing off the bus. And I hear Outsurance, they also want to stop all the adverts that has his face and name on it. It's sad. It's not something that we like. It's not something that we rejoice. Remember, people are fallible, okay? But whatever that has happened to somebody else, it must serve as a mirror for people to reflect and say, you know what, how can I avoid this? And then remember, it could have been a mistake for the young man. It could have been a mistake for Mbazo, like you said. But the most important thing is for them to stand up and dust themselves and soldier on. You rather come back stronger, all right? See this as something that really disturbed you along the way, but pick it up and move forward. What's your take? Anyone from Tembisa here? I've just given you one now.
Yeah, well, we've got quite a lot of them, Saubrey boys, to be honest with you. We can
just want one now, so that we move on.
I can tell you, Lerato Shabangu is coming to mind. He used to play for SuperSport, he played for Moroka Swallows, he played for Mamelodi Sundowns, he also played for Bafana Bafana. At the moment, he's playing in ABC Motsepe for Barbera. He used to own a beautiful house, and you know what, he has lost most of the things that he used to have.
Yeah, yeah. We need to get them. Please, let's try our best and see whether we can get them and talk to them. And also give them that hope that it's not the end. It's not the end. As long as you are still breathing, you can still come back. Just take this as a setback, or as they normally say, ka Sesotho ngwana motho, kgwetjela wa monna ha so baleha ko nka matla. Do you understand? So probably they need to view it that way. But those who have not gone there, please learn. And again, don't start now by laughing, because it has happened to one, and it might also happen to you if you are not careful. So you need to learn from here. Arnold, let's move on. Let's go to England, to Europe now. And then let me start with Spain. I'll tell you one thing. I want to start in Spain because news are very interesting there. We are going for the El Clasico, the biggest game in the world. El Clasico. Everything come to a standstill to watch the El Clasico. And now, unfortunately, the teams that are involved, both of them are having problems. Let's start with Barcelona. We know that Barcelona, since the end of last season, there was problems. There is a whole lot of issues around the president, Bartomeu. Bartomeu, although he refused, he's refusing that he's not the cause of the problem. And the fans have started with to petition, and then so that an early vote can be performed, so that he can be recused, because the votes are scheduled for March, but people can't stand it. But you know what, Bartomeu, he likes it or not, he can refuse it. How on earth, as much as he refuses, being the president of the team, you appoint a company that deals with social media, and that company that deals with social media attack your players and your opponents. And when they ask, you refuse. And then when they investigate, it became clear that this is the company that you appointed. And the person whom is being blamed, that is the one who did that, is still with the team. So the president was supposed to have fired that person. But the mere fact that the person is not fired, it tells you that the president might be knowing, or the president knows what happened. So that is why. And the worst part of it, Lionel Messi, the boy who really put his life on the line to make Barcelona what it is today. You know, Lionel Messi is an icon. He's not only Barcelona icon, he's a world icon. And now he nearly left because he was not convinced that the president has the project that will take the team to another level. And what angered Messi most, it's been 5 years now, they haven't tasted the Champions League. And the Champions League is all right? Then worst part of it last day, they won nothing. Now, I remember at some point, Messi called for Griezmann to come to the team. Unfortunately, Griezmann decided not to come, and that angered Messi and other players. All of a sudden, Messi had decided that now, instead of getting Griezmann, you rather get now Neymar, because I need to pass my baton to Neymar. And I can tell you what, that's a good choice. Only Neymar can replace Messi. I don't see any other player replacing Messi. Yes, I can see Ansu Fati, a good player. He's got potential. Remember, he's 17 years old. But Neymar now is the guy to take Barcelona to another level. Now, what happened to Bartomeu? He never listened to that. He went for Griezmann. Okay. Griezmann, instead of being kind and magnanimous, or, he started boasting, I want to be the main man, knowing very well that Barcelona has its own main man. Now, how do you win other players on your side? Firstly, you refuse to come when they really ask you. Personally, Messi phoned him to say, you better come. Now you say you want to be the main man. Now he's got problems. He wants to blame Messi. I fail to understand. How do you blame Messi? You know, where does Messi feature there? Because you play football. And I don't know what's happening with Barcelona. I see the way they play. You know, Guardiola used to put it very nicely and say, if you want Messi to play, give him the ball. Give him the ball. Messi wants the ball. Now, this new breed of players, they have been encouraged, no, run and shoot to the goal. They ignore Messi. And I hear people say, Messi is awful. Messi is not awful. Messi is still Messi. They don't give him enough football. If they give him enough balls, they will see what's going to happen. But they don't do that, all right? I don't know what they're trying to achieve. With all those problems, Real Madrid, yes, they're a good team. Pires has done well, but let us be honest. Cristiano Ronaldo, his departure damaged Real Madrid. Vinicius is not at Cristiano Ronaldo's level. I think they thought that Vinicius will replace Cristiano Ronaldo. But look, Vinicius, if you look, it's Vinicius and Dembele. You know, the basics, control, ball control is not there. You see, if you look at Ronaldo, ball control is perfect. If you look at Messi, ball control is perfect. If you look at Neymar, ball control is superb. If you look at teenage lads, you still remember teenage lads, ball control, it's number one. Jomo Sono, ball control, number one, okay? Now, you can't say Vinicius will replace Ronaldo, you see. And I can tell you they've struggled. Thanks, Ramos came to the party. You know, Ramos is the leader. Ramos is the guy, at least, who brings the teams together. But I don't know what's going to happen. Now, just before a big game, Pires, apparently, it is alleged, he announced that should Zinedine Zidane not win the next 2 games, he's out. Now, how do you destabilize a coach just before the big game? Zinedine Zidane is one coach. Players want to come to Madrid because of Zidane. I remember Pogba wanted to go there because of Zidane. Kylian Mbappe wants to go there because of Zidane. Now you want to fire such a person, a magnet. It's like at Barcelona. Most of the players want to play with Messi. Now you destabilize them, then you hope to be the best team. I don't know what's your comment.
Well, Mjeku, I still maintain, and maybe that Real Madrid won the league, no matter how you look at it, we need to give it to them that they were a better team last season. Coleman is a new guy that is going to take this team. So I guess it's still early for us to judge and say it will go this way. Unfortunately, both of those teams lost their games last week. So it's they're starting on a clean slate tomorrow. And hopefully that the best team will win. And you know that the important part about this game is that it's got all the ingredients for the end of the season, because in Spain, it is head-to-head. If ever you win, you've got an advantage, even if you can retire on the points. And the fact that you got 3 points against your opponent, it may give you a better way to go forward, because you know that you have done the job for yourself.
Yeah, no, it's tough. Mr. Rankoko, when we go to Europa, remember we are talking about the big R words, finance, finance, finance. I can name one player for now. You know, I don't know his finances now, but his life seems to be in shambles. One of the greatest skillful player the world has ever seen, Ronaldinho. You know, I don't know whether these guys having managers, what do managers do? You know, I like what Jasmine Mahlakhan is doing. Jasmine Mahlakhan is not only a manager. I don't know, maybe even those guys are doing that. He's managing one and also giving them financial management and give them extra support after football. So I don't know what's happening in the life of Ronaldinho. We know that he got arrested in Mexico. And if you follow that story, you know what? It paints a whole lot of stupidity. Ronaldinho in a fake passport. I mean, and who doesn't know Ronaldinho? Can you imagine? You know what? And where in South America, and he's from South America. You know what? It shows that there's a whole lot of things that needs to be done. And remember again, we don't laugh at these people, but we want to reflect. We want other people to look and say, I don't want my life to go this route. And then, yeah, so that's one example that I want to mention. I hope he's still financially well. And then that will be much better, because once you are financially ruined, then things go haywire. And then the other player that I want to mention on the financial part of it is Eboa. Do you still remember Eboa? He used to play for Arsenal. I'm told that Eboa, and not long ago, he was now a hobo. I remember these are the allegations. He's now a hobo. Can you imagine? The guy played in Arsenal, the guy played in Turkey. How come? How does it happen? You're in Turkey, you're in England, earning a good money, ending up sleeping in the street. It's a
tough one. It's one of those things that happens in this game, and depending, it is the company that you keep. It can happen to anyone, to be honest with you, and it happened to him, just unfortunately, but it is what it is. And we'll have to say, you know what, it must be a lesson for the upcoming youngsters not to repeat the same mistakes.
Arnold Rankoko, it was nice having you, and I hope our viewers will enjoy this show. And then, you know what, I'm looking forward again to have you on Monday and review now what happened over the weekend. I thank you for coming.
Oh, thank you very much, Mchiku. I think